There were technical difficulties. I feel like...
So this is like kind of, again, we're experimenting with the high and low angles. We're looking up at them, but this time it's
more of the audience observing.
And it's kind of because obviously they're both in.
It makes them look more of like a happy couple. They look significantly more happy in this
massively.
shot, which is really nice. They look nice and warm. They look happy. They look comfortable. It was so cold that day.
Oh my God.
It was so cold that day. And yeah, that I just think this shot, and then the curves again, the line, it just all works. It all just comes to them, to their faces. It all just moves to their faces, and you just focus on James and Ruthie.
The staircase.
Yeah, it was a good shot. And we also have a significantly more colour overlay on this as well, adding the more ethereal romantic look we were going for, and yeah.
This one is one of my favourite shots because you really, really get to see the kind of the structure, the kind of what's the word? Not style. The strength of their relationship, let's say. Because they're not just lovey-dovey, they're laughing, talking.
Yeah, they look really comfortable with each other, which is really nice. Also the high angle shot once again kind of empowers them. It kind of gives us really voyeuristic as well. I feel like we're just like sneakily watching them from this shot. The warmth, the colour overlay again adds to the romantic ethereal state. You got the
wall
lines.
The wall there as well kind of adds to the voyeurism.
All coming,
because it's as if you're kind of hide behind.
Yeah.
Bunny chase outside.
Of course, this is now us observing them. This is really like increasing the voyeuristicness of all these shots. We're just watching them. James's past self of his lover, and like watching their relationship unfold and what it used to be like. It's just giving us a more of an in-depth look into their past relationship, so we know why James is missing her, so we can sympathise with him later on, because we know that relationship looked amazing and for whatever reason it ended, and he's just now there by himself. So it makes the audience really sympathise more with James, connects to him more deeply as a character, and and of course, and this is a really good shot to show the teal and the orange colour grading in it, because it's just really enhanced here by the water and the
trees and the reeds.
And the reeds. Yeah, I was about to say the reeds.
The
yeah. Oh, this is my favourite shot, I think. So we slowed this down a bit, so it's got a bit of a more like a kind of feel to it. But James looks so alone in this shot. He's the fact he's like
at the edge,
jutted out on the edge.
He seems out of place.
Yeah, rule of thirds again. He's on that third
line.
He just looks so out of place and alone and isolated. And the fact that he's not even looking at the camera, he's looking completely in the opposite direction. You can just tell he's almost alone in his own head, like he doesn't really pay attention to anything around him. Once again, colour grading a bit more colder this time. The more the greens are coming out, but it's a lot more darker as well. There's a lot of more shadow. But yeah. Okay, so in this bit lip syncing, he doesn't actually sing. This is just more of the emotional. This is the ending of the tension we've just been building, and you kind of see him look at the camera, and you just see his vulnerable state he is in, with the overlapping of the memory of him and Ruthie, just reinforcing that all again, making you sympathise with him, create empathy.
Empathy more.
Yeah. And just really get that heart-gripping narrative going before it all climaxes and then you get your horrible ending. We really zoom in a lot this time and fast, bringing as close into James as we can. Actually, this is another. I don't know which one's my favourite shot. I think this is. I don't know.
So this one, because obviously when James is lip syncing, we've got the white screen. With Ruthie, we have the black screen. So this kind of shows the contrast between them.
Yeah.
It's like devil and angel almost.
Yeah.
But also, what was I going to say? Oh yeah, so you've got the match in action as well. So it kind of conflict. You've got the conflict between that because
it signifies that she's in the same place, and that it makes it seem like she's in the same place and she is thinking about him. But what it really is, with in the combination of the lyrics, "Boys don't cry," "Big boys don't cry," it's actually James recalling a memory of her talking to him, and he's imagining her. He's just imagining her there in his hardest times when he's missing her, and he's trying to pull himself together through imagining her telling him to pull himself together. If that makes sense. So this shot's really powerful, and Ruthie looks stunning. She looks kind of.
She's very stoic.
Yeah. She's not, so that kind of adds to the imaginative figure James is creating, like, because if she was really there, if she still liked him, she would have been crying, she would have been reaching out for him, but if she was angry, she wouldn't have said anything, and she would just had this deathly look in her eyes, but she doesn't. She looks empty, and she looks,
it's like...
Yeah.
It's like almost someone presenting something, because again, with the TV thing, it's like she's kind of there...
just stating what needs to be stated and isn't there for any other reason. And also the significance of the whites, where James is showing out his innocent actions and how he hasn't really done anything wrong, and then it kind of shows the darkness of her actions, her moving on so quickly, and going for James 2.0, as I call him.
Also called James.
Coincidentally. My throat's just gone really weird. Just get locked, and she's addressed. So now she's not really addressing the audience. This is more of James's POV. No, there wasn't a zoom. Take that back. It was cropped.
Maybe shut the window.
That's fine.
Leave that
we now go into the Polaroid scene. Do you want to talk about this?
So this is kind of, what's it called? I can't remember what it's called, when the graphics match the lyrics.
Oh yeah. Oh my god, okay, we're just gonna illustrative.
Yeah.
No, it's not acronous, that's something to do with sound. No, mate, synchronous? I don't know. No, okay, we'll come back to that. We'll asterisk it in. But illustrates.
It illustrates the lyrics, which I keep picture upon the wall.
Yeah,
It's a panic also. Anyway, so it illustrates kind of, I don't know, the removal of things from his life.
Yeah, so in the lyrics he says, I keep a picture on the wall, it covers a stain, and like, we wanted to illustrate that with having pictures of himself and they just slowly disappear. And we filmed them and we made them disappear.
Yeah.
To show that stain. No, well, there wasn't a stain, but we can imagine there was. Yeah. Also just adds a nice little narrative depth to it as well. Deep depth to narrative. This kind of brings us back to the beginning, doesn't it?
So it goes full circle. This is the photo that he initially put down. That in this time is now in it. It's again that kind of idea of being within memories and because a photograph is like a memory.
Yeah. So then we move on to, and this introduces us into our next set of memories of him and Ruthie by the lake. Oh, it also adds that more surrealistic theme we're going for.
So I didn't actually want to film this scene because I didn't think we'd use it. And Joe was like, no, we'll do it while we're here. And then I'm really glad we did because, again, it's kind of showing that...
The stages of the relationship.
The stages of relationship. It also links to the lake scene where we see the disintegration kind of... It was not so much literal, it's kind of a metaphor... Oh, we're not even there yet.
Yeah. Well, no, also the fact that it's really clearly autumn here, which I really like because it kind of shows change, like connotes change in their relationship.
Autumn is the time. It's like when all the leaves fall off the trees.
Yeah, time has gone, whatnot. They look so happy to begin with, and then slowly through the sequence they slowly become sadder and sadder, which you'll see. One that it's a really nice long wide shot as well, keeping us apart, more voyeuristic. We're just observing them from afar. Yeah.
Sorry. So this scene, it's metaphorical in many ways of the relationship because we considered kind of having like an argument, maybe filming an argument or something to show them breaking up and disliking each other, but that's kind of it's a bit cliche.
Cliche, yeah.
So we thought rather than have that, we may as well have them be like in one shot. So this wouldn't have actually happened. It's one shot and we see them fade from being happy, then kind of then worse and worse and worse until eventually Ruthie gets up and leaves, and it's kind of like a analogy almost for the breakup.
Yeah. This is the ending of the relationship, basically. And Ruthie looks tired here, which is good.
Yeah, she looks...
Purposely tired. I feel like that will probably offend her if she watches this.
Okay,
but I know... No, but that was... Yeah, and it looks good. And she's wearing, like, black. And she kind of... Her out of here cut, she kind of blends more into the background than anything, which kind of just shows her insignificance to James at this point in time.
Plus you can see James's disinterest as well, but it's more like he's not so much sad, it's kind of...
It looks mutual. Yeah. And then this is kind of going back to the it goes back to the beginning of these sequences with James in the Polaroid, and he's standing by the lake by himself. This is clearly after Ruthie's left, and this is him remembering these memories. It's like just so many layers, so many narrative layers.
It is an onion.
But yeah, it is an onion. And he walks up to the camera, and we get a nice close-up of him, mid-shot, just about a mid-shot. You don't really see much of a shot. But yeah. And then he kind of falls for the surrealistic things, and then we fade into the next. This is real life.
This is real life.
This is supposed to be real life. Well, no, it actually isn't. This is a past memory. It's not real life yet. This is a past memory. He's already visited Ruthie and he's remembering this, so it goes back to him in the front room, doesn't it? Yeah. So this is him. And he's going back to visit Ruthie, and you see him get out of the car. So it all kind of just connects here. You see him get out of the car that was originally just picked him out of nowhere, and he's just standing at her house, and he's going to get her back, and he's expecting her to come running to the door, and you see him walk up. We capture him walking up with a panning shot, tracking is forward and backwards.
No. Checking it.
And then you see him looking through the window, and then what does he see?
James, 2.0 even. That evil phone. I mean, we didn't even intend to have this actor, and then so we just went. He's okay. We just go for like.
Jamie, because we knew Jamie was a good actor.
We just wanted someone good actor, kind of good boyfriend material, and then we picked him. And not only did we then I think one of us made a joke. She was like, "Oh, she's shopping in one ginger guy for the next."
Yeah.
And then we realised that they had the same name. No, just shopping in one ginger guy for the next. That's not offensive. Let's just pray to God we don't have a ginger guy. If a ginger guy examines us, we failed on you.
So now this is us going into the home and seeing Ruthie and Jamie, together, and we go back. We then cut back to James coming through the window from the inside, looking at him, looking in.
So James has become the voyeuristic one, rather
yeah.
than the audience.
Really increasing this voyeuristic ideal.
You see that little sigh.
Yeah.
It's
and
just
then,
so sad. It's just kind of like his
sobbing.
dreams have been dashed.
And we cut back to his point of view, and we slowly zoom in onto Ruthie, making it really voyeuristic. I think this is, and you just see her laughing. You see her talking to Jamie. You see Jamie being an absolute gentleman and give her a cup. Oh, that's later.
It's a relationship so similar to the one that.
And we get further away from James, so he's just slowly moving back, and he's slowly becoming less a part of her life. And the more he realizes, the more. We cut back to them zooming in, bringing up the intensity, and then it ends, and we're back to
where we began.
Yeah.
Where we began even.
And he's regretting everything. And Rose is in the background.
It shows really that the whole thing was a dream.
Yeah.
So one of those, it's kind of cliche, but not too cliche. We're going to go with that. So that it could be assumed that everything had happened, but then we go back, we realised this was all just imagined. He'd never left the room with his current girlfriend.
Yeah. We pan around the room, we see Rosa, we see the set, we go back to the cat Polaroid, which is quite a big thing in the narrative.
It is.
And then you see the audience get up and leave after the story has ended, and you're just left with the Polaroids on the TV, and just showing James and the camera, which just clearly captures so many memories. And we're back into modern day, we're back into our real world, so we're like, there's a world within a world. And that's the end.
But
Is that 39 minutes?
I know, 40 minutes.
Okay, bye! Oh god, that's really such a pain to edit. We need to finish up. Where's my phone gone?
I didn't tell off and hit my hands on there to struggle not to swear.